What is happening, people? Corporate Steve here. I'm not gonna lie, the way my hair is set up right now, the bonnet, you guys are gonna have to get used to that. And that might just be a thing that I do whenever I'm doing reaction videos. You guys know if I got the bonnet on, it's a reaction video thing. This video, I'm going to be reacting to Ali Abdaal's 2.4 million London apartment tour. I saw it drop on his channel a few days ago, and I kind of said, yeah, I was going to react to this one. So I literally starved myself of consuming content just so that you guys can watch me consume content. Things I do for you guys. But yeah, man, before we get into it, please like and subscribe. Costs nothing, literally free. And yeah, man, it just gets my content out there. And without further ado, we are going to get into the
Oh, hey friends, how you doing?
I'm not gonna lie, man, those like Canary Wharf apartments that have like the gym and spa inside, it just comes so clutch. Like, deep it, those are like the apartments that I would book if I wanted to do like a little like vacation trip or like a little self-care thing, and someone's living here. Must be nice.
This is my London apartment tour. Come on in.
Also, before we actually get into it, can we just appreciate Ali Abdaal's grind, man? Like, this guy's been doing YouTube like before YouTube was even cool. He then monetized it and then has a startup as well on the side. And I guess like you could call his corporate like, you know, working in the medicinal field. But still, like, you know, how he's like flipped it and turned his life around is just super, super impressive, man. And we could learn. So yeah, this is purely for motivational purposes, really and truly.
All right, so I'm going to show you around, and then at the end of the video, we're going to talk a little bit about the finances behind this place.
That's what I like as well. Bro's gonna get into the numbers, like no gatekeeping around here, being super transparent about the numbers, you know? We love to see it.
My absolute favorite part of this kitchen is the fact that we have so much Harry Potter themed merchandise all over here. So we have the Le Creuset Dutch oven with the fancy Harry Potter lid, with the scar and the hair and the glasses.
He's such a nerd. Such a flipping nerd.
And also, because I'm getting into cooking, I got a wok from the School of Wok.co.uk, if anyone wants to check them out. And continuing that.
Yo, I actually need to get a wok as well, man, because I need to get my stir fry back on. Like, there is nothing more annoying than trying to do stir fry in a pot. The ghetto, like.
A kind of weird, oh god. Oh, yeah, we have this.
Bit saucy there, Ali Abdaal. You know, just getting your ass all up in the camera, mate. Keep it PG.
If I'm trying to make freshly ground coffee, but realistically, I tend to use instant coffee, Nescafe Azera. Shout out to my friend.
I just love their podcast studio setup. It looks, I think it looks like it's probably like in his house or something. But like that setup just looks, I don't know, it looks like him. Like, and I just really like that about it, to be honest. Like, I really like this setup. Quite jealous.
And James Hoffman about this on the podcast, link down below, but he's going to be helping me upgrade my coffee setup at some point soon. We also have this wine cooler. It's like specifically a fridge where you're supposed to put wine, but what do we have in here? We have some Sprite Zero, we have some Diet Coke, we have some San Pellegrino Limonata. What else do we have?
You know you've made it when you have them hotel type of fridges just as a separate fridge in your kitchen, like.
Next we have the dishwasher, which is nothing fancy, but it's nice having a dishwasher.
Honestly, like, when I get my own house, that is something I'm going to have. I'm so sorry. I'm tired of the bondage of hand washing stuff. Like, I've done it for too long, for too flipping long. Like, that is the first thing I'm going to get when I get my own house, a dishwasher.
We also have in here the washing machine and dryer, super convenient. In my flat in Cambridge, I never had a dryer, and so we'd have to hang up clothing, whereas now we have a dryer, so that's absolutely sick. Anyway, that hopefully gives you a tour.
That's another thing I'm going to get. Like, I'm going to get a washing machine that has a dryer, like, in it, because, yeah, like, again, it's just so ghetto, spreading your clothes and stuff outside, and during winter, like, your clothes aren't gonna dry, and then you have to like spread them all around your house and stuff, and then you bring a babe over, and then she's there like seeing your boxes hanging from the heater. Gotta cut that out, bro.
So this is the balcony, and this is where I usually start off my morning routine after doing the whole like getting up, showering and changing shebang. Because as per Andrew Huberman from the Huberman Lab podcast, if the first thing that you do in the morning is like get sun rays in your eyes, that's like really good for setting your circadian rhythm and all that stuff, which helps it just wakefulness and rest and all that jazz. Anyway.
That's the thing. This isn't going to be like an ordinary 2.4 million London apartment tour stunting. It's going to be like very educational because that's very much Ali Abdaal's brand. So, you know, we love to see it.
We have a little PlayStation 5, which is just sort of chilling on the side. And, you know, when I had COVID over Christmas, I was playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn. I've not yet bought Horizon.
Fun fact for anyone that actually cares. I sold my last game console when I was in year 10 and I never looked back. I had an Xbox 360 and I don't know, like I've just never really been into games too tough. And I think I sold it for like £110 or something. And I thought I was making bank. But yeah, like I just never really been into games. Not that you guys care, but just thought I should put that out there.
Now we come to the dining table. The dining table is often not really used for eating, but it's more used for working. So for example, here we have 4 like dining-y type chairs.
I feel like you can really tell that this interior was designed by a guy. And what I mean by this is that all the furniture just doesn't really fit. It looks like shitty IKEA furniture. And like you can even see here, it's like a desk chair. Like what the hell? I don't know. I just feel like this furniture doesn't really fit the apartment too tough.
Plant, candles.
That's another thing I really want to get into, like when I get my own apartment, like plants, like, you know, actual living plants. I used to have like one fake plant lying around on my table, but and I want to get into art as well. But then at the same time, I do want to kind of embrace this whole minimalism lifestyle, because recently I gave away like 6 bags of clothes like at the start of this year, because I just want to live with like less stuff. So it's about finding that balance, right? But yeah.
Enjoy lighting candles at night sometimes. Apparently it's good for helping you sleep as well. But that's broadly the living room, and then...
True. I've been sleeping like with a candle at night, through the night, and yeah, it does help you sleep quite well, to be fair. And the ambience in the morning is great stuff.
So that is the living room overall. I think that broadly covers everything.
I'm not gonna lie there, like I'm not really a fan of like the kitchen and the living room being in the same place, because if you're cooking and stuff, the smell goes into the living room. Not really my vibe. And I don't know, like weirdly enough, like it looks quite cozy. Like it looks very small. Just looking at it now, like to be honest, like the living room area, just taking that alone, I feel like it's just about as big as my room. So I don't know, like.
And also, interestingly, this Pakistan cricket top that has my name written on it, which a fan specifically got made for me when he came to Dubai for the NAS summit that I was in a few weeks ago. And he said, "Oh my God, Ali, I love your videos. I had a custom cricket top made for you. Here you go." I haven't worn it yet, but thank you very much to
Goals, bro. Imagine someone just making a custom made jersey for you. Must be nice.
And of course, by magic, what I mean by that is consolidation of memory, because consolidation of memory happens while we are asleep. We have a nice double bed. I think it's a double bed. I'm not sure what like beds are officially called, but the bedside table there, bedside table over there.
Again, the room like looks really small. It's like really pissing me off. I just don't like the way the rooms are so small. Like for an apartment that's supposed to be so expensive.
And so occasionally, if I squeeze myself into this desk setup, this is my old laptop, but I like having that on stand over here. Generally, I use it as like a journaling or writing device. So for example, if the living room is busy, or if in the morning I feel like it.
What kind of flex having 2 MacBooks? One's just for like, you know, writing. Not major.
We have this thing, which is kind of cool. This is the Belkin wireless charger. So I can use this to charge my Apple Watch at nighttime, and I also use it to charge my phone, which I currently don't have with me. And even better, I also use it to charge my AirPods. And so the cool thing about this is that when I charge my phone, it charges wirelessly, but it also means that the phone charges away from my bed. And that means that when the alarm goes ding, 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 at 7 o'clock in the morning, I have to physically get out of bed to switch the alarm off, provided
Yeah, that's always been a hack. Like, that's such a good hack. I used to do that when I struggled to wake up. I would leave my phone on my desk so that when my alarm goes off, I have to stand up. Now I have Google, so I don't have to stand up. I can just be like, Google, shut up. But still, like, you know, the habit's been enforced to me now. Like, usually when my alarm goes off, I wake up straight away.
In central London, a flat like this place would have cost £1.8 million or $2.4 million. I did not buy the place. I did not buy the place primarily because I could not afford
2.4 mil. Mad.
I kind of dabbled a bit of like, how much does it cost to move? Like if I were to buy a place, immediately realized it was outside my budget. And so I decided, you know what? I am going to rent for a year or two as a bit of an experiment to see what it's like living in central London while I'm young and relatively unencumbered with dependents. So how much does this?
And a lot of people will probably go onto him like, yo, like, why are you renting? Buy it. First of all, everyone should just sharp about buying property because I haven't bought one yet and I'm jealous. But no, like, I believe he has a property already. And I think Lamide really talked about this, right? A lot of people that have property tend to rent in places that they can't afford to buy property to enjoy the luxury. And then they use the cash flow that they're getting from their property to fund this. So I believe like he has a property in Cambridge. So yeah, like, you can't knock it. He's trying to see what it looks like living in London. And yeah, like, this guy's got like multiple side hustles, not even side hustles, legitimate businesses that he can afford to fund this.
Well, me and my housemate are paying £4,100 a month in total to rent the place, which comes out to £50,000 a year, which is quite a lot. Conveniently, the place is fully furnished.
It's a lot of money. 50k on rent.
Well, I'm going to be honest, I semi-regret getting this place. It was a bit of an experiment and I've decided it's probably not worth it. And there were really two main factors that I was weighing up when I was...
At least he's honest, to be honest, because yeah, that's wild. 55k on rent is just absurd, like really.
And so the extra £2,000 a month, the extra cost for this particular place, is mostly because of the niceness of the building and the niceness of the amenities. And in terms of amenities, there's a gym in the building, which is kind of nice. There is a spa in the building, which is even nicer. There's a sauna, a steam room, and a hot tub type thing. There is a co-working space within the building itself, like a little business area where...
So basically all the extras makes up for, or justifies their expensiveness. I still don't think it's worth it, but yeah, like that makes sense.
There's also an entertainment suite that has a cinema room and like a special dinner area that you can book and like a special games room that has a pool table. It's all a bit much. To be honest, I use the gym fairly regularly, but it's not an absolute requirement. I could have easily gotten a gym membership that was near my studio where I work. That would have meant that I didn't need a gym in the building. The spa is nice to have. It's a bit of a novelty. Novelty kind of wears off, not gonna lie. It's nice being able to have the steam room and the sauna, but I don't use it particularly often. Entertainment suite and cinema room I've never once used. And the co-working space downstairs, I mean, it's okay, but I have a studio. We've got an office where the team hang out as well.
Yeah, best believe if I'm paying, I'm using all that shit, bro. Like I'm using every single thing every single day. I do not care. Novelty is not going to wear off. I'm so sorry. Like 55 bags a year. Yeah, everything's getting used up, bro.
I want to talk a little bit more about the idea of buy versus rent. This is something my mum always asked about, like why not just buy a place in London? And so firstly, the answer to that is it's really freaking expensive to buy a place in central London. Generally, when you're thinking about buying, you've got to think about like...
This is coming from a man that's making peas, but to be fair, central London is a bit wild. Like, just on the outskirts of London, and even some places in London, like Woolwich and stuff, like, it's expensive, but not that pricey. Like, you're looking at houses at like 300, 400k. And I say not that pricey, but for someone like of his caliber, like, he can very much afford like a 400k house, but he's trying to live in central, and that stuff is just mills, as you can see.
Like the buy versus rent ratio. Now, in a place like central London, or in places like Manhattan, New York, or kind of these big popular cities, it costs a lot more proportionally to buy a place than it does to rent an equivalent place. So for example, this place would cost £1.8 million to buy, but it only costs £4,000 a month to rent. This means that in order to buy this place, let's say you're putting a 10% down payment of £180,000, you're getting a mortgage of about £1.6 million. And to get a mortgage of £1.6 million, you need to have an annual income of £400,000 per year.
Impossible. Impossible. Wild.
People spend probably around about half of their salary on rent, and so with an annual income of around £100,000, you could rent a place as nice as this, even though you'd need 4 times that amount to buy it. So in this particular context, because central London is ridiculous like that, the buy-rent ratios are wildly skewed, which means if you want to buy a place with a 100k salary, you end up in a much grimier and less nice place, not in central London, compared to what you could do if you rented it. But let's run the numbers. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I did have enough money to buy the place and I wanted to buy the place. What would that look like? So £1.8 million for the place, 10% down payment, £180,000, £1.6 million mortgage, and let's say that mortgage has an interest rate of 1.7%, which is the interest rate on my Cambridge flat, so assuming we get the same interest rate, that would mean that every single month I'd be paying £6,500 a month in mortgage repayments. So the mortgage repayments...
Nah, not worth it. Not worth it at all. You could essentially get free mortgages in Midlands and get cash flow on those properties. Like, nope. Like, just doesn't, it's not even worth it one bit.
Then you think, well, why do people rent in the first place? Like, I don't think it's quite as simple as renting is money down the drain, because when you buy a place, you're kind of stuck with the place. You have to then worry about it, you have to deal with the maintenance, you have to deal with the faff, you have to deal with the ball ache and the logistics of actually buying a place, which can take several months. And in a way, I like to think of it as a difference between setting down roots and having wings. Like when you rent and you have like a 1-year contract or a few months contract or whatever, you can leave whenever you want. And so the reason why I wanted to rent in central London and didn't want to buy is because, like, even if financially speaking, buying would have been slightly better and much better over the long term, It wasn't really a financial decision. It was a decision based on freedom and autonomy. All right, so ultimately, is living in a place like this worth it? I think it really depends. So I often think about like worth it calculations when it comes to tech. I've done reviews on iPads and iPhones and Macs and all that kind of stuff. And really, whether something is worth it is really hard to objectively define. Objectively, for me, it's probably not worth it.
Nice. Yeah, and that kind of wraps up the video. This is not really a key takeaway, but Ali Abdaal is a really motivating character, right? Just in terms of his story and like how he's become like, you know, a full-blown business like / content creator, and he's making like a significant amount of money. So I guess like that's a motivation in itself. Again, no value in these videos. I just wanted to start doing reaction videos because I saw some videos online that looks pretty cool. And yeah, man, just trying to boost up the algorithm, you know the vibes. But yeah, check out the other reaction video I did as well to the Wolf of Wall Street's interview with DJ Vlad. That was a pretty interesting interview. And yeah, man, if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a thing. If you see a bonnet, you know it's a reaction video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.